Joseph here again. Yeah, here I'm here to talk on regards pretty much today to relationships, business or partners, you know, or friends and whatever you consider in your business when running a business, what it takes, and what my thoughts to how a relationship should be and what I've seen that works for me and things that I wish I knew sooner, back then. Because I feel like half the struggles I've gone through is ultimately because I trusted the wrong people, you know. So I wish if I could have done things differently, it would have been very careful on the decision I made, who I let around my business and who I told stuff to, because I really feel that in a relationship is pretty much like a marriage, and stuff. And most of the time, people like you got to take care of yourself first, And I believe in that case that I don't see that that's true, Everybody tells me that you should take care of yourself first because how can you take care of anybody else? Where I think in a real relationship or a real partnership or whatever it comes to business or whatever you may be concerning this to, is that a relationship should be really like you consider them and they consider you. Like I don't have to take care of myself if you're taking care of me. Like wherever I'm lacking, you got me. Wherever you're lacking, I got you. If you can have a relationship and a partnership like that and you can do that, then it can really work well, But if you can't do that and you're always considering what's best for you and what you want, or, you know, more money for you or more this or whatever, or considering in your thoughts about what's good, what's best for you all the time, then there's no partnership that's going to last. Eventually you're going to get greedy and one's going to want more than the other and it's going to fall apart, So I really feel like when it comes to those kind of things, it's important, because a friendship or a partnership or a relationship like that in business and the people you trust and hire and the work around, it's really important, because I feel like the factor is that it can either be a source of great pain or great energy if you have people to work with to build one another up, It's kind of like, I guess you could say, it's like running a race. If you're always running the race in front, you're always first because you have the most energy and you're the strongest and you're always going, that's cool. You're always ahead, but eventually it gets lonely because you find yourself always at the front of the line, and no one's else there running with you, everybody else in the back, all taking it easy and going, But when you're running the run a race and you really want to make something happen, that ultimately that you're most of the people that run the fastest or accomplish the most in life are always at the very front, which those are the few people you see out there in the world, That's why those are really successful people and stuff, Doesn't mean they always work hard. Maybe they designated their work a little bit better and had some good people to that went along with them, But it didn't come easy, I'm sure, to find those people they could trust to work with. I'm sure that takes very long periods of time or years to build a relationship where you can really trust somebody with part of your company, So ultimately, I feel like I said, relationships can be a great source of pain or energy depending on who they are and who you're working with. And it's really find those good employees or good people that are partners or relationship or a marriage mate or whatever it's going to be, ultimately that if you can have those mentalities, then you're you can do pretty good. I think that you can be really successful. At the same time, I also think that, or I don't think, I've learned to see through business and the things I run over the years and stuff that many people want to be your friends. A lot of people, in fact, when you have something to offer, you know. So everybody's looking for a handout or wants to be your friend or wants to know what you're doing when you have something to offer. When you don't, then you don't hear nobody. All of a sudden, everybody disappears, But I think a true friend's walking out or walking in when others are walking out, which is most of the people out there, they want to walk in when things are going good for you. And like, already, most people in the world see how people are. But I think that ultimately, if you want to make, if you want to be happy while working too, is be considering others. So I think the thing is, if you want to be happy, make others happy, And stuff. I remember one time somebody I work with, he's a main owner to one of his companies he owns. Anyways, and I always get drinks for people whenever I go places. I've always been nice like that. I go meet with certain people I care about, or I'm going to go into a meeting. I'll buy sodas and Red Bulls and certain things for the people I'm going to go meet, and I'll give them each of them drinks, And even to the bigger people, one day, one of the people that are this was a long time ago, I still do this to this day. I've always been like considerate of everybody, even if it's a little gesture. It's just what I do, just because I want to do that, I want to give them something or bring something. So I don't want to be drinking my own, and stuff in front of them, being impolite, and stuff. But yeah, when I did that one day, I still remember the story. And he told me, he was like, Joe, no one's ever got me, no one's ever gave me a water or anything. They always assume I'm the boss, that I'm going to pay for everything, and That's it. I'm like, oh, just treat you like anybody else. I mean, you know, and I never realized that that went a long way without even thinking about it, just because that's just how I am. Here's this for you. So just just being considerate. So I really think that ultimately that relationships and stuff can work well if you're always considering others before yourself. And that's how a business should be ran, or a partnership, whatever. Is always consider them, and hopefully they consider you in return. I'm not saying it's going to happen in one day and you're going to find those people, but it's really important because trust is a must in relationships. It's something that it takes a long time to find those right people to run and get things together, which is, like I said, most of the time, and I've been in business, is the mistakes I've made or the things that I've been through has been suffering because I trusted the wrong people. If I knew now what I knew back then, I would have avoided a lot of heartache, because I think the greatest source of all my mistakes was who I trusted. I thought they had my back, and when I needed them, they were nowhere to be found. There was always considerations on for what was best for them. So if you can really, how do you say, apply these things and listen to this and really take it to heart and consider this and stuff, then you'll be doing pretty good. I also feel like another thing is a lot of people nowadays, is just, how do you say, everybody likes to talk shit or bullshit or play around. When you put truth in there, then all of a sudden you're called a dick or whatever. You're called an ass. You're an ass for doing that. But I think that if somebody calls you on something for being honest, then they're liars, and they're probably keep the company of liars. So it's just best to tell the truth and go forward, because everybody gets along when you're playing around and you're bullshitting. But if you put truth in there, that, oh, you hurt my feelings, you said this, oh, you're a dick. Why? Well, because I told the truth, because I was being honest. So what does that make you then? So that makes you a liar, and you probably keep the company of liars. So we're probably not going to get along. So distinguishing those kind of things and really paying attention to what people say and stuff, I feel that it can go a long way. So 1 second, I gotta drink some of this water. But I really feel over time, like I was saying, is that paying attention to what people say and do constantly around you, you can really get the feel for who they are. So if you're trying to fill them out or really get what they're all about, if they really got your back and stuff, I think that comes through time. By just paying attention to what they say, what they want to do on the weekend, what they're gonna, if they want to party every weekend, if they want to hang out, how they treat others, how they say they want to, how pretty much just pay, however they treat their friends, or however they treat the company, or what they're going to go do and party, or the things they talk about. If you see that these people treat people a certain way, or women, or anybody in general, I'm just saying, ultimately it's pretty much going to be, eventually, that could become towards you, if you get on their bad side. So if you see it, oh, I screwed this person over, this happened, and everybody's laughing, well, matter one day that could be you getting screwed over when you get on his bad side. So if he's already doing that to others, it's just a matter of time before he does it to you. So be careful who you keep as company. So that's why I feel like it's really important, um yeah, to pay attention to what others are saying, and stuff around you. So keeping a small circle, and keeping a good tight circle when I'm running a business or anybody you can trust, especially in the start and stuff, you can avoid a lot of headache. Because, like I said, a lot of mistakes and a lot of things I've been through was because I trusted the wrong people. If I would have just took my time and stayed away and stopped hoping that, I guess the reason I did it, I was always, how do you say, always wanted to believe somehow that I could get through to these people. That one day they're going to see that, hey, I'm working, I'm here for the team. That we're going to grow together, and that we're all going to be a we're all going to be in it together, rather than just, oh, I help them and they help me a little bit, and stuff. That one day we'll be like partners or something. But eventually I started seeing that half the time I can't want it for them more than they want it for themselves. I was hoping that I would get through to them and that things would be different for individuals that I no longer work with. But some people, they don't care about, how do you say, what's best for you. They only care about what's best for them, and their family and their immediate. And for me, in my world, I truly believe that ultimately, I don't believe that family is only blood. I believe there exist friends that stick closer than a brother. They really do, are people out that I've met that have been there more than my family has. And although people may think, oh, family is important, no, it's not, because honestly, family will be the first one to stab you in the back. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people have this lesson, or they've already learned this. So if you believe that blood is good just because it's blood, no, it doesn't mean all of a sudden they're immune to the jealousy and problems or everything else that the world, has. It just means that some people in the family can be real asses. It's like that. So keeping to yourself and staying away from the wrong company and the people you keep when it comes to your business can really save you like a lot of money, a lot of mistakes. And like I said, I've ran businesses. I don't work with people, and I trusted the wrong people, and I've been stabbed in the back and had the carpet pulled out from underneath me, and different sources I had because I thought things were going good. And yeah, I guess it was going good, more so for them than me, but that's why it worked out that way, and I ended up getting hurt in the end. And I guess at the end of the day, I'm the one who always has to restart. So I think it's important to, like I said, be really very cautious on who you let into your life, especially in business. I cannot emphasize this more. Like I said, trust is a must and stuff. Pay attention, and like I said, friends can be the source of great energy or great pain. Because right when you things are going well, you can get it on your mind, or they do something, and then you're set for a whirl. And then next thing you know, you're restarting or trying to recover a big loss because you trust somebody. They either stole money, or they did this, or they took something, or they sold something. They kept more for themselves and gave you less, or whatever it may be. There's just so many people out there, and there's so much dishonesty in the world in the way people do business and stuff, that is really hard to just trust anybody, especially more so nowadays. I guess to get up there, I guess you gotta trust and stuff. You gotta trust people and stuff. I'm not saying that's you don't do that. I'm just saying it takes a while, and especially when you're starting your business, it's very. I mean, it's like I think, like I said, the greatest sufferings and the things I've been through was because I trusted the wrong people in the start. If I would have knew now if I knew now what if I dang, how do you say that exactly? I think what I'm trying to say is, if I knew now what I what I knew then back if I knew now what I knew back then and stuff, or if I knew back then what I know now, stupid or something. But yeah, if I knew now what I knew back then, or you get the point. I'm confused. But anyways, the I'm sorry, I'm a little bit stupid right now. But yeah, if I knew these lessons sooner, if I knew them back then, I would have saved myself a lot of headache, especially when starting a business in the beginning. Because ultimately, that all those pains you go through is because pretty much a lot of the things I deal with to this very day, and the struggles I've been through, is because I trusted the wrong person, the wrong partner, the wrong supply, the wrong this, because I trusted that they're gonna have my back and they're gonna do me right. But people aren't. Once they get their money, or there's certain things, they don't care about you. They don't care if you succeed, because they're gonna go to the next person and screw the next person. So, like I said, at the end of the day, when it comes to relationships, partnerships, even more so, or marriage, or whatever it needs to be, you really need to have that thing where you're considering them, and they're considering you. So you don't have to think of yourself, because the minute you start thinking of yourself first, then you start becoming just like everybody else out there. And you go down that drain of greed, or wanting more for yourself, or needing more for whatever reason. Some people, I guess, they need a lot of money to go do nothing with it and continue to gather, because who knows? I guess they don't know how to have fun. Like, even for me, when I hear the people on the news, I float up to space, they have millions of dollars or billions, and they drop back down. I think, what the hell? You couldn't just go to Six Flags and go jump on that ride that flies up and then drops. But that's, hey, people want to spend millions to go up to space and then fall back to Earth, and that's fun to you, man. You really don't have a good life. I think something's wrong with you. No matter how much money you make. So at the end of the day, like I said, I see things quite a bit different. I've been through a lot of struggles in my life. It has not been easy. And a lot of those struggles and those things in business was because I trusted the wrong people. So friendships and relationships and those kind of things, I think, is very important. Like I said, when you run a race and you run a business and you're doing so much more, you tend to leave everybody behind. And it's a lonely road when you're always so much further ahead of everybody else, unless you can find people that can keep up with you, which is good. That's why I say a good partnership or relationship, or as you grow bigger and you find people that have the same goal and stuff, then you have people running together. You can bounce ideas, and it can really work. But in order to get there, it takes time and it's not easy. So, well, with that being said, I hope that you can take this information and do something and apply it in your business. And like I said before, there's anything when it comes to business, I really believe before you buy anything, you sell anything, and those kind of stuff, you find a product or whatever the heck you're going to do. Are you going to haul, or whatever the heck you're going to sell, merchandise or pallets or whatever the heck. At the end of the day, those relationships, all these things, I feel like these are key factors before you do anything, in any type of selling or anything, because those relationships you keep, and make sure you have that right strong foundation before you begin, is going to be key, whether that you go pretty quickly or you go really slow. And then when you think you start taking off and you get carpet pulled out from underneath you because the people that you have around you screwed you over, because they saw some money finally and they think, oh, for me, you know? And that's how most people think. And maybe people disagree with me, but you really haven't been around then if you disagree, because I have been around enough people and they see some money. People screw you for a couple $100s, thousands of dollars, whatever it may be. Some people, it may seem like a lot of money. It's just not worth it because that relationship, you can have so much more stuff than just a couple $100s or whatever the heck is that you gain from it, or thousands or whatever, if you can just maintain it, and you're going to be happier too because you're going to have someone to share it with. So hopefully you all take this my experiences and apply them to your business and stuff. And I'll continue to try to make these videos. Like I said, bear with me. This is my first time. I've never had a Facebook or any social media accounts or did anything like this. I'm learning this, as you see in the stuff in the background, different stuff I kind of like, stuff I grew up, but I always know my work before my priorities, before my fun, but at the end of the day, I really hope this helps you. Bear with me, like I said, and if I offend people, well, I guess that's just how it's going to be, because I guess if, like I said, if you don't like my honesty, then you're probably a liar and stuff, and you keep the company a liar. So once again, I hope that you can apply this in your business, your relationship, or whatever, and put it to use, because these are really key things in running a business, So you don't need to make new friends, you need to have a certain friends and have a small circle, but have a strong circle, and you're going to be okay. That being said, thank you for hearing me out, and I'll see you next time, and I'll talk about something else then. All right, late.